There is no reason why you should buy into the common belief that somehow you are meant to only enjoy life when you're 60, 70, by the time you retire, when you can finally reap the benefits of your 401k. And oh my gosh, maybe then you could drive a Corvette. Oh my gosh. Bro, those things, honestly, you should be able to enjoy in your youth, while you still have the capacity to not have 1,000,001 health issues and reasons to only look to the future when you can finally enjoy your life. Enjoy it now. Enjoy what you have in the present moment. Because there's somebody else that wish they had your life, that would switch with theirs in an instant. And you're over here not expressing gratitude, complaining about your first world problems, bro. If you have any problems right now that stress you out, that keep you up at night, good. That's a beautiful thing to have. Because a man's life without any kind of adversity is a life not worth living. To not have pressure weighing down on your neck, forcing you to become better, forcing you to handle them more effectively, to have a higher threshold for pain. How do you think anybody got to the heights of anything in any arena of life without some kind of struggle and testing of character? It doesn't happen. That's why 99% of people are average, and that's all they ever will be in life, and others look as if success chose them. Bro, those who are successful choose success. They grab it by the fucking balls and they tell themselves they are the ones that need this. They are the ones that are destined for whatever it is that they have a burning desire in their heart to achieve. It's okay if your goals have a material aspect tied to them to make you feel like it's easier to measure your progress by. But I'm gonna be honest, those things are simply secondary to who you are currently becoming. Who you are becoming is the reward, not all the material items that come with an exceptional character. Yes, you can want a nice home. Yes, you can want to move your family to a nice neighborhood. Yes, you could want to buy the best schools for your children. You could want a nice car, a nice watch, whatever. But bro, if you aren't the kind of man that can have it all stripped away from him and then be capable of getting it all back as if it never happened, what good is having any of those things? They are simply vanity. It is just coping to make yourself feel better. Most purchases that I've made, especially when I felt like I really had it going on for myself, when I was 18 and I had tens of thousands in my bank account from working 12-hour shifts 6 days a week straight, sometimes 7 days, feeling like I was on top of the world, like no one was as disciplined as me. Nobody had this much money to play around with. Nobody could do what I did. Just to fast forward and see what I've done with all those resources, and quite frankly, most of the time, I completely pissed off all of my reward of the person that I was, simply because I felt like those rewards were gonna keep on flowing forever and ever. And it just came easily to me. Therefore, why do I really need to place and, focus so heavily on making sure that I'm steadily growing and that I am being smart with everything that God is giving me? The second you let your foot off the gas is the second you get swallowed up by a bigger fish that does not let up. You cannot think for 1 second that your victory lap is right around the corner. Because if you're simply just focusing on the finish line, you are completely ignoring the kind of person that you're becoming in real time. That is the reward. You will never go broke. You will never have a lack of meaningful relationships and connections and a love and exuberance for life if you simply surrender to the identity that you wish to have. Your identity is everything. You must think to yourself, what would the ideal version of myself be doing every single day? What do they look like? How much money do they have? What kind of car do they drive? How do they treat their loved ones? What kind of partner do they have? Do they want kids? What kind of job does he do? What are his habits? These are the kind of questions that most people never ask themselves, which is why most people are drifters. They live life with a sense of aimlessness, and nobody wants to be led by someone who is lacking direction. You need to know where you want to go. If you don't know where you want to go, start there. Start thinking about some kind of version of life that you wish you had. But wishing is not enough. Then you must actually create a plan. No, the plan is not going to be perfect. No, your original plan most likely isn't going to be the plan that actually gets you there. But you have to be taking action. You have to be putting one step in front of another and forcing yourself essentially to get that train moving from a dead stop into motion. An object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion. That's why it's the hardest to stay disciplined with things like the gym, which I just got out of, while thinking that I did not want to even be here. But I know for a fact action creates energy, and more energy means being able to take more action. Keep feeding yourself more inspiration by not waiting for motivation to take place. Take action anyway, despite how you feel, and I promise you more inspiration and motivation will spring forth because of that. I'm sick right now. My throat hurts. I've been coughing up my lungs for the past 8 days. And I still make content. I still hit the gym. No, I'm not some wealthy ass mentor with a Ferrari and with the life of his dreams. But I live in such a way that makes me feel as if I could already transform lives through a camera and through them having a personal relationship with me through my actions daily, because I was not always like this. I'm 21 years old, and you know how long it took me to get my ass in the gym? 20 fucking years. That's unacceptable. And it actually didn't become that hard until I sat down with myself in complete honesty and I told myself this shit was unacceptable. The same thing applies to your purpose, especially your purpose. Your purpose trumps every other thing in your life. And if you are not willing to suffer purposefully in order to try to figure what that thing is, then you don't deserve to reap the benefits. You are better off just sitting on the bench and watching other people live out their best lives. Go ahead and be like 99% of other people, watching rich and famous athletes play the sport that they wish they had enough skill to play like them. Go admire these actors and celebrities, musicians, for being exceptional and successful at something they wish they were involved in. Go just strip away your individuality to just give it to someone or something else while you slowly die on the inside because you are too lazy to go try those things out yourself. Your interests are not random. God gave you them. God gave you your struggles as well, for you to overcome them, for you to find who you are within them. Through your struggles, you will find out who you are. Through escaping your problems, your mind will become so cluttered with confusion. You'll have a bottomless pit to climb out of by the time you get to a certain age, wishing that you had made better choices and did what you knew you should have been doing while you were young. I feel like I already did myself a disservice of not going hard as fuck when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now that I'm 21, I have had the thought of how much more momentum I could have built up had I started filming way sooner. How many years of compounded interest I could have built up if I simply didn't let fear dictate my decisions. Go and get after whatever is in your heart that you have a burning desire for. And cut out all the other distractions. Cut out all the meaningless pulls of your attention that literally take you out of how serious you should be taking life. The clock is going to keep on ticking, and every single day you choose to smoke, drink, hang out with your gay ass friends that literally don't do anything for yourself or your life or have anything to offer, and just keep mindlessly consuming content that doesn't inspire you, that doesn't actually help you become a better person, doesn't help you become more skilled at anything or give you any useful knowledge of any kind. You are trading up the life of your wildest dreams for temporary comfort. One of the slickest delusions that Satan has ever put on mankind. Because you gain absolutely nothing from relaxation and rest that is not needed. You do not need more rest. You simply need more challenges that are worthy of your potential that you care enough about. If you had a large enough reason to keep on going, you could bear any how. If your why is as big as a mountain, think how much you can withstand that would allow you to take you to the next evolution, the next level, the next phase of life that you have yet to reach. You can bear mountains.